Thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting our channel. But if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so, and we shall continue to bring you the latest news as they come. And together we shall work with our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network to make our Biafran dream a reality. He said, the Fulani Nigerian government bribed the National Assembly and deceived the Niger Delta leadership because they want to destroy Biafra and take over Biafra from the rear, just as they did during the genocide civil war between 1967 and 1970, where they came in from the so-called Niger Delta, and that was where they infiltrated, and that was where they did the food blockade. You know, they have now come back with the same plan. You know, and that is why the Fulani Janjaweed had to bribe the National Assembly in order to ensure the passage of the controversial Petroleum Industry Bill recently signed into law by the terrorist president Buhari. You know, some people will keep wondering, how does this relate? The Fulani can still loot the money. They can loot money from the oil. They've been looting it. When the former Biafran Minister of State for Petroleum exposed the Fulani Janjaweed of looting over $26 billion, the case was closed and he was, let out of the government. He was dropped. So the Fulani can still loot the petroleum proceeds. They can loot it. But that is not the plan of the Fulani Janjaweed. Their plan is to take over the oil facility. Just as they are using their cattle to take over land, they want to take over those oil facilities. And that is why they allocated 30% of NNPC profit from the oil and gas, to develop the north. They want to take over and at the same time take the money. That's official stealing. And what they plan to do is they want to settle the so-called repentant Boko Haram in those Niger Delta communities. They want to settle them there. They will use them as security operatives. And before you know it, they come from the rear. That is what the Fulani Janjaweed is planning. They want to use the Taliban model because they know that Biafra will fight till the end. They know that Biafra will never let go their ancestral land. They know that. They know that. According to the report, it said that the Senate President Ahmed Lawan was paid $2 million bribe, which is equivalent to 823 million naira, while the Speaker of the House of Assembly or the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, was paid $1.5 million, which translates to 617 million naira as bribe. And this is a zoo nation where workers are being owed salaries, where pensioners are not paid their monthly pensions, where Nigerians are suffering, they cannot feed, where there is no electricity, where there is no good road, no good health facility. And the Fulani Janjaweed, the only thing they are interested in is to bribe, to loot, in order to overrun Biafra because they believe they can come from the rear if they take over the Niger Delta oil facilities. You know, and the irony of this is that the payment of the monies was said to have been facilitated by the Minister of State for Petroleum, Temipre Sylvia, a Biafran, a saboteur from the so-called Niger Delta. And what caused the problem, why the bubble got busted, was because of the sharing formula. Each senators were paid $20,000 relating to about 8.2 million naira, while members of the lower chambers, House of Representatives, were paid $5,000 bribe each. The Senate President, a Fulani Janjaweed, Ahmed Lawal, the Minister of State Petroleum, Temipre Sylvia, and Speaker of House of Representatives, Femi Gbajamiala, the Nigerian lawmakers are bracing for a showdown with their principal officers after uncovering details of how they were grossly shortchanged in the distribution of multi-million-dollar bribe for the passage of the new petroleum industry bill. 5 lawmakers, including 3 senators and 2 House of Reps members, collaborated an initial tip-off that at least $10 million was paid in cash to members in the National Assembly to help expedite passage of the evil bill, despite widespread opposition to a clause that granted only 3% of the upstream oil company operating income to the host community. A lawmaker, furious about the affair, admitted that he received $5,000 but said he did not know it was part of a multi-million-dollar payout to lawmakers to pass the bill. My brothers and my sisters, you can see the way the criminal Nigerian Fulani government are operating. They are using that bill as part of their Fulanization agenda. They want to take over Biafran land from the rear so that they can penetrate and overrun Biafra with their Fulani terrorists. But that will never work. According to the lawmakers, they said they will protest the matter after their break because some people have to realize that they don't have 2 heads and we have to fight for our rights and privileges as members of the National Assembly. The lawmakers added, each one of them is representing a constituency and that makes them all equal because no one at the National Assembly is representing more than one constituency. You see? And a lawmaker protested the sharing formula, but no one responded or engaged him in the House WhatsApp group. My brothers and my sisters, you can see what is happening. If only Biafrans in the so-called Niger Delta had listened to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and not allowed the Fulani Janjaweed to deceive them, they won't have mortgaged their destiny to the Fulani Janjaweed, who are now coming after their ancestral land with the recent so-called repentant Boko Haram terrorists. It is only in Biafra that the so-called Niger Delta would have been free and have the sole right as aborigines to their land, waterways. You know, because they are supporting one Nigeria, and that is why Nigeria, controlled by the Fulani Janjaweed, are denying them their benefits, their right to have clean environment, their right to have clean potable water to drink. You know, That is what is happening. The Fulani Janjaweed approved a bill, a funding mechanism for 30% of NNPC profit from oil and gas for Frontier Basin. However, in the report, the states referred to as Frontier Basin were not clearly stated. This has led and generated controversies as it is provision seen to be in favor of the northern states where oil exploration is being carried out. And now, the whole Niger Delta Pandev are crying foul. You know, a former provost marshal of Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Idada Ikponwe, said the 3% or the 5% proposed as a benefit for host community under the host community trust, despite abundant oil well in their land, while 30% is a mark for exploration of oil in the northern part of the country in the PIB, is an open invitation to anarchy. My brothers and my sisters, if the so-called Niger Deltans has listened to our leader, all this would not have happened. They are the one helping the Fulani to oppress Biafrans. Thank you for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.